Good morning, dear viewer. Let's have a short look at the markets. Let's start with BTC and then we'll go over some spot buy alt setups. Let's go from the day or even from the weekly. Starting from the weekly, I marked out some resistance levels. And like I said many times before, we are still bound or capped by this correction size. Yeah? So if we draw the line to the downside, I said 30,704 would be the resistance. There we go. Break to the downside. Let's see how far we can get. Yeah? So at the moment, there's a couple of scenarios at least. First one, it was an A, B, C, and we need to create a new low before we can go up. That's scenario number one. Scenario number two is this was a, if we go on to daily, this was an impulse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, extended 5, also possible. And we're going for we are about to correct the entire impulse. In that case, I would say that if this was an entire impulse, we should get to round about this area here. Which means, and we should, let me see, yeah, we should get through around this area. Third scenario is this was our wave A, this is our corrective wave B, and we're going up again. Yeah, this would be a running flat correction. And the fourth scenario I can see right away is this is the move 3-wave move up is just part of a bigger triangle consolidation. So it'll be like so. Then we break to the downside, one more low, and then we go up again. So like I said before, expected a little bit more downside for sure before we can go up again. I think, it's May, yeah, so you said they always say selling may go away. But I think historically, if I remember correctly, normally holiday period was accumulation period normally. So I would expect volume will go down, we will chop sideways, and then possibly starting late August, September, we could go up again. This brings us to the alt setups. Like you see, Btc.D is dropping already. Yeah. So, it was at resistance. It's struggling against this resistance. There was no clear break yet. We did break this diagonal trend line, but like you see, we are cascading down again. So since BTC is going down, alts are correcting as well. But I see some interesting alt setups. If BTC plays out, I would see this area filled, yeah, before a bounce to the upside. So there's a big gap in here that should be filled a little bit. And what do I see? I see, for example, Rndr. Rndr, if we go on the weekly time frame, there was a pool of liquidity here that was resistance here, then was flipped into support, and now we're coming back, my opinion, to test it again. And what confirms this to me is that this correction, this correction here would be the same size like this one here. So that would be a running flat correction, maybe like on BTC. So if I measure from this pivot high to this pivot low and then extend it to this pivot high, then my 1-to-1, which is the same size. So let me just bring it to the right side. Yeah, there we go. It's $1.30. This is exactly where I would place my buy orders. And the stop loss for this is this area here. If somebody is afraid that this thing will cascade down, then I would just watch out if this low gets broken. If this low is broken, then on the weekly we have a market structure shift. So more downside, then maybe a bounce to create some kind of a head and shoulders pattern, and then we can go down. So that's Rndr. Then we have Matic. Matic is really hot, in my opinion. So I marked out my Elliott waves. So for me, this was an impulse up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I'm a little bit unhappy that we did not break any of these highs yet. So this could be part of a corrective move up, so ABC. But still, this was, it fulfills all the requirements of an impulse up. Then we had a correction. This is our 3 down, 3 up, so this is a running flat up. So 3 down, 3 up, and now we should have 5 waves down. So 1, 2, 3, some chop here, 5. So I think it will chop here because we will be trying to defend these stop losses beneath these lows, all these lows here. But I'm pretty sure, honestly, that these will be taken out, and we will come back to the demand area, which is this here and this here. Or I should say, for sure, this one here, and perhaps this one here. So it could even look like 1, 2, 3, consolidation, 4, and then up. So for me, this is the area to camp with spot buy orders. It should give a nice, at least a nice reaction to the upside. Link, this is a very clear setup, very, very clear setup. We had a big move down, which resembles a 1, 2, and a completion of 3. This is some chop sideways, so this is probably our wave B. And we are in the penultimate wave of this move C. This chop sideways. I'm pretty sure, I mean, I posted it on Twitter like months ago already, that I'm expecting that these lows will get taken out. So my expectation is we go to here, we go below, just below $5 because there will be a lot of stop losses there, which will push the price even lower, and then we bounce for the real correction or even for the new bull run, at least for a big correction and maybe for a bull run. But looking at this is a clear 3-wave chart. So 1, 2, 3. Long accumulation. Someone's buying here tons and tons of link. So steam of sellers is running out on these levels. We need one more big buy in these areas, and then we can go back up. I hope we get it. This is my really this is the hottest setup I can see on these charts. And last one, maybe a more risky one, is APT. We had this, maybe apart from this strange wick here, we had this massive pump to the upside. What is it? Let's say we started here, 400%. And now what we're having is a clear 3-wave move down. 1, 2, 3. And where it should stop is if we go on the weekly. These are the 2 levels I can see. One here, second one here, to camp with buy orders. And what confirms this to me, these levels to me, is if I want to copy the length of this wave and extend it onto this one with my fib extension. Oh, come on, mouse, don't give up on me. Then it's clear it's in the exact same spot. Exact same spot. So this is a very hot level for me for spot buys. So I'll be waiting with my orders here. Okay. Maybe one more. XRP. There's two levels I'd be watching, although this one is really, really good for me. This one here. This, again, a very clear chart. Let's go on the log scale, so logarithmic scale. We had our wave A. Then we have a flat correction or a triangle in wave B. And now we have our wave C. We didn't break the, let's say we didn't break the first wave of this wave C, so that means it's a valid 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 setup. So I would be really watching these lows here for a possible buy area. I would really buy quite a lot of XRP here. And what confirms this to me, that this was just a corrective move, at least until this high is broken, is that if we go on the weekly and try to copy the length of this wave onto here, they are of the same size. Yeah? We got a clear rejection from the length of this wave here. So to me, this is an A, B, and C. And we need to go down a little bit more to take out all these lows here. Yeah, all these lows. So if we start going beneath this one, we should accelerate to the downside, get into the demand area, and then we can go up. What would have to happen for all of these scenarios to come true is probably a bigger drop than 25,000 on BTC. So for me, I see several levels that we need to watch out for. This first one for some kind of a bounce is this one here. I thought, and this is still a valid scenario, that we will just chop around here. Btc.D will either stay in place or it will rise a little bit, and then alts would get crushed and get to these levels. Or for a more drastic scenario on BTC, we continue down and only then we go up. The scenario on BTC with an impulse is negated if we take out this low. No, it would not really be negated. It would be iffy. Let's put it this way. It would be iffy. So then I would want to see here some kind of a consolidation, longer chop, and then a new wave down to somewhere around about 12,000, maybe 14,000. And then after this is done, right, or maybe even lower, after this is done, then we can go for at least a bigger correction. So let's see what could be the range of this correction. What's this one here? Where's the demand areas? Let's take the monthly chart. I see a clear demand area here, 14,000, but I think this one is really good. So if we go down to here, then I with this move back up, I think we should get to round about here. At least, yeah, at least 28,000 and maybe even 35. But this is, if we go down as low as here, then that to me is a 5-wave move down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we get a correction up, and then we go down again for the next wave and next leg down. So that would be, let's say we did the minimum of or we did this. What are the levels? Let's say we need 0.5. We don't have 0.5 here. Okay, we could go down as low as 7,500, which makes perfect sense, honestly. Yeah, this is where this initial pump, COVID pump, started from, which would make perfect sense. So let's see. Yeah, long-term projections. We don't know what's going to happen. If we go down, if we don't create a new low, then we can expect a bigger move up, which is kind of obvious. But you know, for me, the most important part is these levels on the alt. You know, like Matic, for example. Matic at the moment, for me at least, it's a clear 1, 2, 3, probably a chop in wave 3. So we probably do something like this, then maybe again chop, and then maybe for the next leg up. So I'd be watching these alt entries, at least for a bigger bounce. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Have a very good day. So long. Bye bye.